Hey guys, as y'all know, the girls and I like to bake, so we made our own DIY cookie frosting. So let's go ahead and get into this video. So first things first, we put some flour onto our hands and also onto the cutting board. And I am using some pre-made cookie dough. You can choose to either make your own homemade cookies or you can use pre-made cookies. They're the fastest. And then I'm also adding some flour onto my rolling pin. Then I am smushing all of those together and rolling them out so I can have a smooth surface. Here we were able to make a good 10 to 12 cookies, but again, you can decide to make your own homemade cookies or just use these pre-made cookies, and they're so easy and the girls were absolutely ready to eat them, so this was the fastest option for us. Next, I am going to be using the cookie cutters that I bought from Target. If you want these exact cookie cutters, you can check the description box below and you'll be able to click that link. So after we cut the cookies out, I pulled them out slowly and I placed them on a separate cookie tray. So we're gonna let those cookies bake and we're gonna move on to our DIY cookie icing. To make your cookie icing, you're going to want to have 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, yes, tartar, and 1 egg white. Do not include the yolk. I know it's crazy, but you don't want to include the yolk in this recipe. And basically, that is it. It is a 3-ingredient recipe. All you have to do is mix it with your mixer. I am using my new KitchenAid hand mixer, and if you want to get this hand mixer, which was super cheap, I actually got it for less than $50, then click in the description box below and you can get the same mixer that I have. So I just mixed that with my hand mixer for about 5 minutes just to make sure it is completely smooth and it's giving me that runny consistency. And then now I'm taking my bag. You can use your freezer bag, your Ziploc bag, and I'm adding all of that frosting into the corner of the bag. Now, if you are doing cookies with different colors, I suggest you split this frosting up. If you want to keep your colors light and bright, 1 drop of food coloring is still going to give you that pastel color, but if you are heavy with your drops, you're going to get a richer and darker color, so remember that. So next is the fun part, which is to cut the tips of your bags and begin flooding your cookies. This amount of frosting allowed me to do 2 colors. If you have more colors that you want to do, then I suggest doubling up the recipe, which is very simple as you saw. So here's a quick tip when you're baking with kids. You want to make sure that you give them a good amount of responsibilities to where they are pretty busy and they're not knocking things over or putting their hands all into the bowl, because again, they're anxious, they're ready to eat, and they want to taste everything. So with Heaven, I was able to give her a few of her responsibilities off to the side while I recorded, and it actually worked out pretty well. So now you see that I split the responsibilities up between me and Hev. She had her side, which was 1 color, and I had my side, which was another. Afterwards, I was able to help her out a little bit and allow her to do my cookies and finish off that portion, and then I rotated it and I was able to finish off her portion. Some people at this point, they like to use baking tools or toothpicks to kind of get the icing all the way around the cookies. But if you have something small, just like I'm using a baby spoon, then that works as well. You just want to make sure that you're working really quickly because this royal icing tends to thicken up when it is sitting. So make sure that you're moving at a fast pace before your icing sits completely. This was enough icing for me to do 2 colors. I was able to make the white, which you saw that I separated in the beginning, and then I was able to do the yellow for the chickens. I had to actually go back and make another batch for my orange and my green and my carrots, but it was the same amount that I mentioned before. So after you go through and you smooth everything out completely, then you want to set the cookies aside and let them harden. I say give it 10 to 15 minutes just so they harden in room temperature. And then you can go back and add on any of your sprinkles, your edible markers. You can add whatever decorations you want on top, but you just want to make sure that you're allowing the cookie icing to kind of settle in and harden with the cookie at room temperature. That is also very important. So afterwards, you're able to see the finished product and me doing the behind the scenes of trying to get that finished product. So the cookies are placed on a cake stand that I got from Target. It was $5 in the Target dollar spot, and I am just placing some of the faux grass down below just to kind of give it some more depth, and just adding some cute little Easter eggs, and that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check the description box for all of the products that I use to make this happen, and also don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Miss Payne Branding, and check out the full recipe as well as all of the beautiful pictures that I took from this shoot on my website at wifeyknowsbest.com. All right, guys, see you in the next video.